What's going on, traders? Welcome to Investing Trends, where we talk about the latest news and trades on trending stocks. Welcome back to the Ark Invest series, where we track the trading activity of the popular ETF Ark Invest. For those of you who just found out about Cathie Wood and Ark Invest, please check back on my earlier videos to better understand why I'm following her trades. Plus, I want to help investors realize that the trades she publishes every day through the subscription newsletter is not all their complete trades. Yes, you can subscribe to Ark Invest and get daily emails, but those trade notifications you receive are limited to what Ark wants you to see. It is not complete. This video shows you all the trades across all 5 ETFs combined. And I personally gain a lot of insight watching her activity in detail to get investment ideas and make good money so far. That being said, let's dive in and check out the daily trades Cathie has made this week. So this past week was a tough week for CRISPR Therapeutics. I talked about CRISPR a few weeks ago and how Ark Invest was unloading shares. Without buying shares a single day, and the consistent selling of shares indicates to me that it is not active management of the stock, but most likely overvalued. While Ark is still selling shares, and they sold close to 600,000 shares, and the selling trend is big and strong. See that big, thick red bar? Yes, they still hold a lot of shares, 8.4 million shares to be precise, but the trend is bad right now, and the stock struggled this week, being down 8.5%. This could be the start of more downward spiral. Tencent, on the other hand, is up 6.8% this week, and Ark continues to load up shares on this stock. Following to last week's video, Ark still shows bullish signs on Tencent buying 1.8 million shares just this week alone. Last week, Tencent was ranked number 16, and now it moved up to number 11, showing great promise and strength. PayPal is also showing bullish trend here as Cathie Wood bought over 500,000 shares this week. You should know that Cathie Wood is a big believer in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and PayPal looks to be aligned with that thesis. Although PayPal is a great company in itself, it looks like Cathie likes it even more because the company is attempting to get more exposure with cryptocurrency. On Thursday, there was an analyst upgrade to buy from neutral, citing huge traction for the company's cryptocurrency platform. Paxos is a private company powering PayPal's crypto transactions, who said that its trading volumes rose impressively in recent weeks and expects the vast majority of the volume on Paxos exchange to be trades for PayPal customers. More importantly, the traction seen in crypto volumes bodes well with PayPal's active account growth and engagement. Do you love Bitcoin? I personally don't follow crypto, but a lot of my friends are crazy bullish on it and keeps telling me to buy it. Nevertheless, PayPal looks to be a good trade for those into crypto and fintech. Significant amount of Regeneron shares bought. 400,000 shares doesn't seem a lot, but if you look, they only own 1.2 million shares in total, of which 400,000 shares were bought just this week. So that is close to 50% increase just this week alone, which is huge purchase that you should watch closely. Here are the daily trades for you to take a closer look. Feel free to pause the video and do your homework on the stocks you own or look for new investment ideas to buy. Subscribers who have been watching these videos for a bit now know that in the past, Ark Invest has been selling CRISPR Therapeutics and Aditas Medicine. Well, this week, Ark did not make any trades on Aditas Medicine. The stock had a big fall on Thursday, the 21st. Check it out. Ark Invest lost a total of $67 million on the stock. And looking at the price performance on the stock, for the week, the stock is down 10%, and look at that massive dip. But Ark Invest stopped selling shares, and no trading activity is happening at the moment. For current shareholders, that is good news as the negative trend is reducing, And we may see Ark Invest now buying shares that the selling activity is reduced. Looking at the recent news, analysts slashed Adidas' next year revenue estimates by 31% and downgraded their forecasts. The report says that current consensus from the 9 analysts covering Adidas Medicine is for revenues of $19 million in 2021, which will reflect a concerning 79% reduction in sales over the past 12 months. Prior to the latest estimates, the analysts were forecasting revenues of $28 million in 2021. The consensus view seems to have become more pessimistic on Adidas Medicine, noting the sizable cut to revenue estimates in this update. Let's keep an eye on this and see whether the next activity is more selling or if they flipped it to buy shares next. Cathie continues to buy Roche with over 2 million shares bought this week. That's above $90 million of Roche stock that Cathie Wood bought just this week alone. Just massive amount of shares being bought here, and the consistency of the daily buys makes this buying trend strong and promising. Let's check out the daily trades as I scroll to the right. Look at the daily trades of other stocks that you have interest in. There are a lot of good names here, such as DocuSign, Pinterest, 10x Genomics, Unity Software, and more. Next up is Nintendo. This is a stock that I announced I will follow Cathie Wood and buy the stock last year. I have been tracking the performance since the purchase, and those of you who followed as well are doing well so far as I am up 18% on the stock. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep the bell alert on so that you don't miss out on more investment ideas like Nintendo. The stock keeps challenging the $80 price resistance, and once it breaks above $80, I suspect there will be a big surge in the stock price. Let's continue to watch where this ride takes me. Insight Corporation is strong here as ARK keeps buying shares of this stock every day this week. Total purchase of 630,000 shares this week, which is over 30% of the total holdings. Strong momentum with positive news recently. For one, the company announced that the FDA has accepted the cancer drug application for priority review. This is important because FDA grants priority review to medicines that may offer a major advance in the treatment of diseases with unmet needs. This designation shortens the review period by 4 months as compared to standard review. The target action date for the BLA application is July 25th, 2021, so shareholders should mark their calendar. Let's scroll to the right to show you the daily trades of the stocks in this section. We see some selling of Ceres Therapeutics and Huya along with bearish momentum on Compugen. If you own shares of these stocks, it looks good to keep an eye on ARK's trading activity and tread cautiously. Next up is Bristol Myers. As I stated on the last week's video, the bullishness of the stock continues this week, as well as Cathie Wood buying more than 700,000 shares just this week, and the trend is strong. Very established company, as the company's market cap is $150 billion, and such companies are very stable and more resistant during a market crash. It was still affected, but not as much as those smaller, low market cap companies. If you check out the stock's price performance, there isn't anything crazy going on here yet. The 1 week is actually down 4%. For the month, it is up 5%. 3 months is up 6%, but down 4% for the year, and 5-year price performance is a measly 1.4%. By all means, not a superstar stock, and I see Cathie using the stock more as a defensive play in preparation for a stock market crash, if there is one. Sarepta Therapeutics is climbing up here as the stock continues to recover from a 50% correction recently. The stock was up last week, and this week is up again over 5%. Those of you who own shares of SRPT when the correction happened, hope watching this video gave you confidence to diamond hand your shares or the conviction to double down on SRPT, as it would have yielded you a good return. Here are the daily trades as I scroll to the right. There are good stocks other than the ones I've highlighted, as we see Snap and Netflix up above. There's also Opendoor, NNDM, Apple, and Fastly. All of these stocks are talked about a lot, so most likely you own shares of these stocks, so be keen on what Cathie is doing here. The bioengineered salmon, Aqua Bounty. I've been talking about this stock for a while now, and it is something that I've been monitoring. No trading activity on this stock this week, as Cathie is just banking on the shares she owns, as the stock is up over 9% this week. The stock performed really well last week and is up again 9% this week, so money in the bank for current shareholders. Lot of buying of Kratos Defense and Security Company, which is headquartered in San Diego, California. The company specializes in directed energy weapons, unmanned systems, satellite communications, cybersecurity, missile defense, and more. This is more of an infrastructure and defense play that is strongly tied to the new Biden administration, which investors are suspecting to be a lot of funding during his term. It may be a good investment idea here, so folks, check it out. Huge buying of Silvergate Capital with over 550,000 shares purchased this week. That is close to 80% of shares being bought compared to their total holdings. The company recently beat its Q4 earnings and revenue estimates, as their earnings had a surprise of 11.9%. Over the last 4 quarters, the company has surpassed consensus EPS estimates 4 times, which is a very good track record. Moreover, the company priced a follow-on public offering at $63 per share. Public offerings of 4 million shares of Class A common stock at $63 per share for gross proceeds of $250 million. The net proceeds will be used to supplement the regulatory capital levels and for other general corporate purposes. Moving along, more buying of Adyen Company, which is an e-commerce company that is based in Dutch. Headquartered in Amsterdam, Netherlands, the company allows businesses to accept e-commerce, mobile, and point-of-sale payments. Very similar to PayPal and Square business model, but more active in the European market. It is currently attracting big merchants as customers with transaction volumes growing rapidly. Plus, the overall e-commerce market is booming, so it is not surprising that this company is also benefiting from the pandemic. Take a look at the daily trades here as I scroll to the right. Now, this is what a lot of you here came for. Before I get into it, I want to emphasize that tracking Ark Invest trading activity has helped me understand the daily trades of Palantir and how it is looking promising in the near future. So Palantir, Ark bought 70,000 shares this week, and great timing for Cathie Wood as the stock skyrocketed on Friday. Palantir finally broke $30 per share on Friday and stayed above it as it went up 25% in a single day. With demo day coming up, is it a coincidence that Cathie Wood made that huge 500,000 shares purchase last week? You can decide, but keeping track of their trades like this, you can choose to follow Cathie or watch how it plays out, giving you great opportunity to make money. And if you look at my past videos, you can see that I've been an early shareholder of Palantir and holding strong. I'm keeping a close eye on Virgin Galactic at the moment, following Ark's announcement on creating a new ETF for space exploration with ticker symbol ARKX. Speculators are thinking the space is a top target to be bought up for this new ETF, which means it is poised to jump in stock price. Then we can see active management for workhorse stock, as Ark Invest is buying and selling shares of this stock on a daily basis. For this week, the net shares traded is negative 290,000 as they sold a whopping 460,000 shares on Wednesday. Following the large sale, they started buying back smaller amounts of 40,000 and 16,000 on Thursday and Friday. Here are the daily trades. It is important to see the daily activity on the stocks, as you can find good opportunities like Palantir as you watch Ark buying huge amounts of shares, which is a good indicator that they are bullish and possible surge in stock price. We talked about Longview acquisition in the past, and it is coming up again on my radar this week. Longview is a SPAC where it announced that they're going to merge with a healthcare device provider called Butterfly Networks that is backed by the famous Bill Gates. Since the time we talked about LGVW, the stock soared higher and we continue to see Cathie buying up shares on this stock. This is a good one to be in your portfolio. I made a special video on skills, which I recommend you to watch it if you haven't done so. Similar to my thesis on investing in DraftKings, the company has strong potential and I follow Cathie Wood on this trade as I did with the Nintendo stock. As I am up 18% on the Nintendo stock, I am happy to say that I am up 28% on this trade. Thank you very much, Cathie. Plus, watching Ark buy up more shares of skills, having bought more than 450,000 shares this week, gives me the comfort that my shares are in good standing and will continue to hold it. Let's see where this rocket ride takes me. Let me scroll to the right so you can check out the daily trades. Pause the video to see how many shares Ark is trading on the specific stock you are interested in. You will find good ideas here as well as I did with skills. I wouldn't have come up across this stock if it wasn't for Cathie Wood, and you too can find gains from this. Here's the last section where we see Ark selling off currency positions of Euro, Japanese yen, and US dollar on the bottom. These currency trades are very active trades from what I've seen so far and beneficial to active Forex traders. Plus, experienced investment that is highlighted is another SPAC that Ark is involved in, similar to Longview acquisition. EXPC is a blank check company that announced to merge with a company that's involved in the helicopter rental business called Blade Urban Air Mobility. If you live in Manhattan, you might have heard of this company called Blade, as they have a helicopter station in the West Side Highway near Chelsea Piers. Billionaires and Wall Street titans use it to go to the airport quickly or to their mansions in the Hampton. It looks like they also have a location in Miami, Florida. Looking at the stock performance of EXPC, it is up 3% for the week, but their 1 month is exciting with 39% and 3 months being up 51%. As you may know with SPACs, these stocks can go up to 300%, so there could be more upside potential remaining here. I must note that Ark Invest is not heavily invested in this with only $4 million and ranks really low relative to their current holdings, so keep that in mind. Hope watching this video and going through the trades gives you some confidence in the stocks you're holding or gives you new stock ideas to buy. Let this be a guide to your investing needs and long-term investing to reach financial freedom. Please invest safely, subscribe to the channel, and hit that like button. I thank you, appreciate you, and see you next time.